Unresolved Problem segment tonight. As you may know, the situation on the Mexican border remains intense, with drug smuggling and illegal immigration still not under control after all these years. Now, some immigration and customs enforcement officers on the border are saying their bosses in Washington don't know what they're doing. In fact, 259 ICE employees on the Mexican border have cast a vote of no confidence regarding their department head, John Morton, an Obama appointee. Joining us now from Washington with the inside story, Sarah Carter, the national security correspondent for the Washington Examiner. All right, well, what's the beef? I mean, Carter's in D.C. These guys are on the border. You know, the vote was 259 to nothing. Not one ICE person that took part in this straw poll, or whatever you want to call it, has any confidence in this guy, Morton. Why?
They don't have confidence in Morton. They haven't had confidence in this administration. They had problems in the past administration. Look, I was on the phone all day today and all this past week with ICE agents. They tell me that their hands are tied behind their back, that the administration says one thing publicly, that they're making more arrests or deporting more criminal aliens back to their home country. But behind the scenes, they're asked not to make arrests. They're asked not to go into areas where illegal immigrants, illegal aliens are knowingly working or living, and they have been told minimize the arrests. And if you look at last year's statistics compared to this year, they're holding less. So what does that say? These agents say that they're more of a theater than they are doing their real job, and they're not going to put up with it anymore.
Are these agents clustered on the Mexican border, or are they all over the United States?
No, they are not clustered on the Mexican border whatsoever. They're all across the United States.
How did this vote take place?
I've spoke to agents here in the north.
What was this vote? Because there's many more than 259 ICE agents all over the place. So
oh, absolutely. This is the union that represents the ICE agents, and it was a scathing letter from the union director and the head of the union. And the 259-0 vote, I talked to agents that weren't part of that vote who said, yes, they represented us well. They directed this letter at the administration, and they want people to know the truth.
Let's summarize then. The union holds a vote. It's a no-confidence vote in Mr. Morton, who is running ICE. All right, and he works for Janet Napolitano, who we'll get to in a moment.
Correct.
So they don't like this guy because this guy apparently is telling the ICE agents in the field, step back, don't raid.
Well, yes.
But the Obama administration has admitted that, though. They are auditing the businesses rather than doing the the workplace raids. They've said that up front.
Yes, but see, Bill, auditing the businesses, and I spoke to an agent specifically about this today, you know, that is more for public consumption. Okay, we've audited this business, we're going to go after this one business. There are businesses all across this country. It's not just one, it's not just two. And they know that there's a lot of criminal activity, even on a lower scale. So the agents say, wait, let us do our job. Let us protect the American public. But the administration says, hey, wait a minute, we're not going to do that. We want to send these criminals back, but we're going to do something a little bit different here. They say it's all a show. It's a game. It's a game to sell the public on something that's not really happening. We have, you know, 7,000 agents represented and employees represented by this union, and a number of them, and I can tell you this because I've been writing about this for years, are frustrated. And it's ICE, and it's the Border Patrol, and it's everybody involved.
Aggressively police who's in the country and who isn't, even though that's their job description.
Correct.
Right. In Virginia, drunk driver, twice convicted, illegal alien from Bolivia, kills a nun and critically injures 2 other nuns. There he is, okay? Now, Janet Napolitano, the Homeland Security Chief, was asked about why this guy remained in the country with his rap sheet. Roll the tape.
This is a terrible, terrible thing. But it's also something that I have immediately asked to be looked at. So why is it that this individual was still out driving? He was in removal proceedings. Why were the removal proceedings taking so long? I do not, obviously, as of today, have the results of that, but I will get them.
All right, and you say what?
I say it's very hard for me to believe, based on all the interviews I've done and based on everything I know about the Department of Homeland Security, that Janet Napolitano did not know that this was going on. Look, this was not the first time. This was a horrible tragedy, but this has happened many times in the United States.
No, I know we've reported on it, but how could...
Exactly.
How do you know that Janet Napolitano would know about a low-level DUI beef in the state of Virginia? I mean, how would she
I don't
monitor
think it's that she knows about this case in particular, Bill, but she has to know overall what the policy is. And this is part of the policy. And this is the same
chaos.
policy. A policy of chaos, and they understand this, and
Right.
they know this, and they've avoided this.
Right.
And this is what Border Patrol agents and ICE agents have been screaming about
yeah,
for
it
years.
ties into the other thing that we just reported on, is that there is no policy. It's sometimes they pick them up and get rid of them. Sometimes they don't. Sanctuary cities don't report. This state does this. That state does that. And there's no uniform policy at all. And that's why people are getting hurt, and that's why Americans are so mad. Ms. Carter, thanks very much as always. Directly